The galaxy was never quiet, not even for a moment. Thousands of star systems sent signals every second. Warnings, trade messages, war reports, mining updates, colony distress calls. But on this day, all of them fell silent. Every ship, every station, every empire. Because one message broke through all channels at the same time. No code, no ID, no location, only a voice. Human. I'll handle this myself. And then nothing. For a long second, the galaxy held its breath. Battles paused. Arguments stopped. Even pirate ships froze in space, unsure if they should run or hide. Commanders looked at each other. Captains checked their systems twice. Leaders demanded answers no one had. The voice felt too close, too cold, too certain. And although it was only 4 words, it carried a weight strong enough to shake even the largest empires. The first reaction came from the Vrax Dominion, a war-loving empire known for destroying planets just to test new weapons. Their admiral, Kor Valek, slammed his claws on the table. "Find the source," he ordered. "No human speaks like that unless they are hiding something." Even he sounded nervous. Across the stars, the Saran Union, a species known for their perfect logic, replayed the message 100 times. Their leaders calculated millions of possibilities, but none made sense. The voice showed no fear, no weakness, no doubt. It sounded like someone who already decided the end of a war, before it even started. Meanwhile, far from the noise of the empires, on the human colony of Arden 6, Admiral Cara Dune stood on the command deck of her damaged cruiser. Smoke filled the air. Sparks flew from crushed consoles. Her ship had taken heavy hits while trying to protect the colony's civilians. Outside the windows, she saw the impossible. 3 alien empires had united, not to help each other, but to wipe out one small human colony. Kara had fought in many battles, but she had never seen this kind of force. Hundreds of alien ships formed a deadly ring around the colony. Their weapons charged. Their engines glowed with power. Against them stood only a handful of human ships, broken, burning, and outnumbered. Her crew looked to her for hope. But Kara had nothing left to give. And then the voice came. Her comm officer stared at the speaker as if he had seen a ghost. "Ma'am, that message. It came on every channel. But I can't trace it." Kara listened again. "I'll handle this myself," she whispered. "Who said that?" The officer shook his head. "No data. No location. No signal pattern. It's like the message came from everywhere at once." Before she could reply, her screen flashed red. Something was entering the battlefield. It wasn't moving fast. It wasn't moving slow. It was simply arriving, as if space itself was opening a door for it. Kara narrowed her eyes. "Zoom in." Her crew followed her orders with shaking hands. A shape appeared through the smoke and stars. At first, it looked like a shadow. Then it gained form. A ship. Large, dark, silent. No lights. No registration codes. No heat signals. No normal engine trail. It drifted forward, calm and steady, passing ruined ships and cracked asteroids without touching them. Kara's heart dropped. She had heard stories, rumors, old whispers from forgotten projects buried deep in human command files. A ship that was never listed, never shown to the public, never explained. A ship that was not made for travel, or transport, or war, but to end wars. A myth the old soldiers used to share. The Silent class vessel. Kara had always believed it was only a legend. But the ship on her screen looked exactly like the stories. Her tactical officer spoke in a trembling voice. "Ma'am, it's heading straight toward the alien fleet." Kara didn't answer. She couldn't, because she saw something else. The alien fleets had stopped firing. The Vrax, the Saran, the Kaldor, all 3 empires, were watching the mysterious ship, just like she was. Even they felt the cold fear creeping into their bones. The ship wasn't fast. It wasn't loud. It didn't show power. It didn't need to. It simply existed, and that was enough. The alien commanders tried to scan it. Their systems burned out instantly. Sparks exploded across their bridges. Some ships lost control. Others spun in circles, blinded by whatever shield surrounded the dark vessel. Kara tried to communicate with it too. Unidentified human ship. Identify yourself. Who are you? No answer. She tried again. Why did you send that message? Still silence. Her heart raced. Her crew waited. The galaxy watched. Finally, the ship slowed down, stopping right between the alien fleets and the human colony. No weapons activated. No shields appeared. No threat was made. It simply stood there, one silent shape blocking hundreds of enemy warships. Whispers spread across the galaxy. What kind of ship is that? Who controls it? Why is it here? What do humans think they are? Even the alien admirals felt something they never expected. They felt hunted. Then, without warning, the battlefield shook. Not from weapons, not from explosions, but from the ship itself. A pulse of energy moved across space, gentle yet powerful. Like a heartbeat. Like a warning. Kara's screens lit up with new data. Her voice cracked. Oh no! This ship is not here to fight. The pulse spread across the alien fleets, shutting down every targeting system turned toward the colony. This ship is here to end this fight. And somewhere inside that dark vessel, a human stood alone. A human who had spoken those 4 words. A human who decided to face 3 empires without fear. A human who said, "I'll handle this myself." And for the first time in history, the galaxy wondered if one human was enough to silence the stars. The mysterious human ship did not move. It floated between the colony and the combined alien fleets like a silent guardian made of shadows. No lights. No engines. No sound. Nothing that made sense. Admiral Cara Dune watched from her cracked command deck, unable to look away. Every part of her training told her that this ship should not be real. Humans had strong fleets, yes. Humans had brave soldiers. Humans had smart engineers. But nothing in the history of humanity matched what she was seeing now. "Ma'am," her tactical officer whispered, "our scans still show nothing. It's like the ship doesn't exist." Kara's voice was low. "Everything exists. We just don't understand it yet." But in her heart, she wasn't sure. The alien fleets slowly regained control. The sudden pulse from the mysterious ship had knocked out their targeting systems for nearly 10 seconds. A nightmare for commanders who believed humans were weak and predictable. Admiral Kor Valek of the Vrax Dominion snarled on his bridge. "What is that human creation? Some kind of trap? Scan it again." His crew obeyed, trembling. The moment they activated the scanners, sparks burst from the control panels. The smell of burning metal filled the air as the scanner cores melted instantly. "Admiral!" one officer cried. "It's reacting to our scan attempts. The ship is defending itself without attacking us." Kor slammed his claws on the railing. "Nothing defends without weapons. This is human arrogance. Humans think they can stand in front of the Dominion with a single ship." Another officer swallowed hard. "Then why has it not fired, sir?" Kor had no answer. Across the battle zone, the Saran Union ships faced the same problem. Their perfectly logical minds could not process something so strange. The silent ship did not behave like a warship. It did not behave like a transport. It did not behave like anything known in the galaxy. One Saran commander spoke, his voice cold but shaking. "This ship is wrong. Its structure is too smooth. No seams. No weapon ports. No heat. No energy signature. It is like a shadow in the shape of a ship." His captain nodded slowly. "A shadow that chooses to stand between us and the humans." And yet, the ship simply waited. Kara's own crew studied every frame, every angle. And then they saw it, something terrifying in its simplicity. "Ma'am," the sensor officer whispered, "there are no windows and no doors." Kara froze. "But there must be." "No, ma'am. There is no sign of panels, airlocks, hangars, or engine vents." Kara felt a chill run through her chest. A ship with no openings, no heat, no sound, no reaction to weapons, no response to calls. It was not built for travel. It was not built for exploration. It was built for one single function. Her voice came out barely above a breath. This ship was made only for war. But not the kind of war she understood. Not weapons firing. Not explosions. Not ships chasing ships. This ship was designed to appear and end the fight by existing. Kara steadied herself. Open a channel to the colony. They need to know we're still holding the line. Before her officer could answer, the silent ship moved. Just a little. Just an inch. But that inch carried a message across the entire battlefield. The ship was alive. Not alive like a creature. Alive like a storm. Aware. Watching. The alien fleets reacted instantly. Thousands of weapons targeted the dark vessel. Plasma cannons hummed. Missile racks opened. Railguns charged. Yet the ship did not aim back. It did not activate shields. It did not move further. It simply drifted forward. Slowly. Almost peacefully. The aliens panicked. Korvalek shouted, "Destroy it before it reaches our front line." But before a single weapon fired, something else happened. A soft vibration spread across space. A ripple, gentle like a wave on calm water. Human ships felt their systems cool down, as if protected. Kara's damaged cruiser stopped sparking. Broken circuits flickered back to life. Screens cleared. Her crew gasped. "What's happening?" Kara stared in disbelief. "It's helping us, without touching us." But the alien fleets felt the opposite effect. Their engines groaned. Their weapons flickered. Their shields trembled. Some systems shut down. Some restarted at random. Some overloaded and died. All from a single ripple. The Saran Union captain spoke the truth none wanted to admit. This ship has energy control far beyond anything our species can imagine. Korvalek roared, "Weak excuses. Fire the fleet." But his officers shook their heads. "Sir, we cannot. The systems refuse to lock the target." "What do you mean, refuse?" "The ship is blocking our targeting systems, without touching them." Kor felt rage building. "So it plays with us? Fine. Activate manual fire." But manual fire also failed. Missiles refused to launch. Gravity cannons locked themselves. Plasma banks shut down, overheating from no cause. Every Empire's fleet had become helpless toys in front of one silent human vessel. Kara watched all of this from her cruiser. Her voice was quiet. "This ship is not attacking. It is warning." Her comm officer looked at her. A warning for what? Kara didn't know. But she could feel it, heavy in her bones. The truth the galaxy refused to believe. This ship should not exist. Yet it does. And whoever controls it is choosing not to destroy the fleets. Not yet. The silent ship moved again, sliding between the alien empires with the calm of a predator that knows no threat exists. Kara whispered one thought that every commander in the galaxy now shared. What kind of human is inside that ship? And somewhere in the dark hull, unseen by all, a single human finally opened his eyes, preparing for the next move. For almost a full minute, no one in the galaxy spoke. Every empire, every commander, every soldier stared at the silent human ship drifting in front of the colony. Calm, dark, and unshaken. The ship had not attacked anyone. It had not fired a single shot. Yet it had already undone the balance of power across 3 star nations. The only thing more terrifying than a weapon was a weapon that chose to wait. Admiral Korvalek of the Vrax Dominion broke the silence first. His voice thundered across his bridge. "Prepare the combined strike. If humans want to intimidate us, we will answer with fire." His crew swallowed hard. Not one of them felt confident, but none dared argue. The Dominion never retreated, not even from the unknown. Across the battlefield, the Saran Union officers exchanged cold, analytical glances. "This ship's behavior is irregular," one Saran said. "It has shown no offensive action. It has shown no defensive action. It has only shown control." Their captain nodded. Humans built the ship to influence the battlefield without using energy signatures. That alone is enough to mark it as a threat. Further out, the Kaldor Empire, known for their brutal strategies, readied their destroyers. "Orders?" one Kaldor warrior asked. His commander growled, If humans bring one ship, we bring 800. In less than 30 seconds, 3 alien empires merged their fleets, forming a massive ring of warships around the silent human vessel. The formation was perfect. The firepower was unmatched. The intention was clear. Destroy the mysterious ship. Erase the human colony. End the rebellion before it begins. Admiral Cara Dune watched in horror. Her damaged cruiser floated behind the dark vessel, completely powerless to stop the storm about to hit. Her comm officer whispered, "Ma'am, they are preparing a full system strike." Kara's heartbeat quickened. She had seen full system strikes before. Planets burned. Atmospheres collapsed. Moons cracked. Nothing survived. She stared at the silent ship ahead. "Why isn't it moving?" she whispered. "Why isn't it reacting?" Her crew stayed quiet. No one knew the answer. But someone did. Someone inside the ship. The Empires issue their command. Across all channels, a united message echoed. "Unknown human vessel. You are surrounded. Power down your systems. Surrender immediately." No reply. The Saran Union tried again, their tone colder. "Identify yourself or be destroyed." Still nothing. Koravalek bared his teeth and sent the final warning. "This is your last chance. Move aside or die with the colony." The silent ship did not even tilt. It didn't shift. It didn't turn. It didn't blink. It simply existed, as if the entire galaxy around it was unworthy of acknowledgement. Kor slammed his fist. "Enough. All fleets, prepare to fire." Every ship in the ring activated its weapon systems. Thousands of plasma barrels glowed. Missile pods opened. Railguns locked. Laser grids aligned. Gravity cannons charged. The sky turned scarlet with energy. Even Kara's hardened officers trembled. "Ma'am, this is more power than the Battle of 10 Suns." Kara nodded slowly. "This is more power than any human fleet has ever faced." Her fingers curled into fists. If that ship is destroyed, humanity has no hope. The mysterious ship makes its move. But the ship didn't wait to be destroyed. It sent one small pulse, barely visible, barely noticeable. A soft wave, almost gentle, rippled out from its hull. It felt like a whisper passing through space. But that whisper hit every alien fleet like a silent hammer. Warning lights exploded across their bridges. Targeting locks lost. Shields destabilizing. Engines flickering. Weapons overheating. The Saran commander gasped, something very rare for his species. "This is not an attack. It is a message." But Kor Valek refused to stop. "Manual override. We fire now." His entire fleet obeyed. The order to fire. The battlefield darkened as thousands of cannons reached full charge. Kara felt her stomach twist. "We're about to witness the largest strike in history." She expected the mysterious human ship to run. It did not. Instead, it drifted forward a single meter. A tiny movement. A tiny choice. And that one movement triggered panic across the alien armada. Their systems misread the tiny shift as an attack. Alarms exploded. Fire! 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 And the galaxy obeyed. 800 alien warships unleashed their full power at the same time. The combined shockwave lit up space like a newborn star. The colony shook. Asteroids shattered. Kara's cruiser was thrown off balance. The blast was so bright that even the ship sensors cut off for a moment to protect themselves. It was a strike that could have vaporized a moon. And when the light faded, Kara opened her eyes. Her crew gasped. The alien fleet stared in disbelief. Kor Valek's jaw fell open. Because the silent human ship was still there. Unmoved. Untouched. Unburned. Unbroken. Not even scratched. The blast that could destroy planets could not even make the ship shake. Kara whispered the only word she could form. "That was not a ship we attacked." Her officer asked, trembling. "Then what was it, ma'am?" Kara answered with a truth she had never believed until this moment. A warning. A silent warning. A final warning. And someone inside that dark vessel was preparing to speak for the first time. For a few long seconds, no one breathed. The combined alien strike, one of the largest attacks in galactic history, had hit the silent human ship from every direction. The blast was strong enough to burn a planet's surface or split a moon apart. But the mysterious human vessel floated in the center of the destruction like nothing had happened. No smoke. No damage. No shield flicker. Not even a scratch along its dark surface. Admiral Korvalek stared at his sensors in disbelief. This is impossible, he whispered. His officers panicked. Our systems confirmed the same result, sir. The ship took the full strike. No energy dispersion detected. Did it absorb the blast? Or ignore it completely? But none of them understood the truth. The silent ship did not resist the attack. It simply refused to acknowledge it. Cara Dune's crew stared through the cracked windows of their cruiser. Even with her long years in battle, Cara couldn't find the words to describe what she was seeing. That was a moonbreaker strike, her officer said. And it did nothing. Cara nodded slowly. This ship is not made of metal. Not any metal we know. Her comm officer whispered, "Ma'am, the alien fleets are regrouping." The galaxy realizes the truth. Across the battlefield, alien warships scrambled in fear. Their scanners were blind. Their engines trembled. Their weapons overheated. The silent ship had not fired a single shot, yet the fleets felt like prey trapped inside a predator's shadow. The Saran Union's captain spoke with unusual fear in his tone. This human vessel is rewriting our systems just by existing near us. His officer replied, "It is not a ship, sir. It is a control field." A control field. A single phrase that sent chills through their entire bridge. Even Cara's own crew whispered the same question. If this ship can stop the fleets without firing, what will happen if it decides to attack? Cara did not answer, because she already knew. The silent ship was built for one purpose, not to defeat enemies, but to disable the idea of fighting. The second wave fails before it begins. Korvalek refused to accept defeat. His pride, his rage, his fear, everything exploded at once. All ships prepare a second strike. Double power. His officers hesitated. "Sir, our weapon systems are not responding." "Restart them." "We tried. They keep shutting down." The Kaldor Empire faces the same trouble. "Our cannons are locking themselves. Our missiles will not load. Our energy circuits are melting." The Saran Union officers spoke in shocked whispers. "The ship predicted our entire firing sequence before we even input it." "And it shut everything down?" "No. It let us continue, but it disabled the final step." Kor pounded his console. "So we have weapons we cannot fire?" Silence. Cold. Embarrassing. Terrifying. Across the ring of alien ships, lights dimmed. Weapons faded. Engines slowed. Sensors darkened. The stars themselves seemed to go quiet. Not because of darkness, but because of fear. The ship speaks without words. Then it happened again. A pulse. Soft. Gentle. Like someone breathing out. It passed through the battlefield. A wave of silent pressure. It touched every ship, every shield, every system. When it reached the alien fleets, every engine died. Every weapon powered off. Every defensive shield collapsed. Every communication line dropped. And every ship drifted. Completely powerless. Completely defenseless. Completely controlled. Korvalek screamed, "This is madness. Humans cannot do this." But the truth was right in front of him. Humans did do this. Humans built this. Cara watched from her barely functioning cruiser. Her crew gasped as their screens lit up again, this time with perfect clarity. "Ma'am," her engineer shouted. "Our ship. It's repairing itself." "What?" "It's not us. It's that vessel. It's giving us energy." Her cruiser's lights brightened. Damaged circuits healed. Broken systems rewired. Power surged back to life. Cara felt her breath catch. The silent ship had chosen to help the humans. And only the humans. The alien fleets floated helplessly like dead metal in space, unable to move or fight. and the human colony behind Kara glowed with warm lights as systems restored themselves. The message finally arrives. Inside the silent ship, a voice finally activated. Not loud, not angry, simply certain. A transmission cut across all channels across the battlefield. Even Kara froze when she heard it. It was the same voice as before. Human. Absolute. This conflict is over. Kor Volek snarled. Who are you? Show yourself. But the voice continued, completely unfazed. No more attacks. No more threats. No more war here. The word spread across the fleets like iron. Then the voice spoke the line that changed everything. If you fire again, I will take your weapons from you permanently. The alien fleets trembled. Kara's crew stared. The galaxy listened. Someone on that ship was done with negotiation. Done with warnings. Done with patience. For the first time in centuries, the greatest empires in the galaxy felt powerless in front of a single human. The silent ship reveals its power. A final pulse expanded through the stars. This one was different. The alien fleet screens lit up with a single symbol. A human mark. Not a flag. Not a threat. A signature. The signature of the human controlling the ship. Kara gasped when she read the name. Her officers froze. The alien fleets panicked. Because the name belonged to someone who disappeared from all records years ago. Someone who should have been dead. Someone the galaxy feared even before he vanished. And now he had returned. Inside the silent ship, the man whispered. I told you. I'll handle this myself. The invasion began without warning. From the moment the first alien fleet appeared in the outer system, every human sensor lit up with red alarms. The alien ships were huge. Towering metal giants shaped like blades, each one built to crush worlds. Their engines burned with cold blue fire. Their weapons could split moons. Their armor was thicker than any wall known to mankind. And still, Elias stood on the command deck, calm, watching. He had waited for this. Human fleets moved into position, but even with all their preparation, the size of the enemy force made hearts tremble. Thousands of hostile ships filled the void like a storm of steel. Sir, a young officer whispered, there are too many. This force could destroy an entire cluster. Elias didn't look at her. His eyes stayed fixed on the star map. Let them come, he said softly. The Empire's first strike. The alien empire fired first. A wall of beams crossed the void, bright enough to blind sensors. They hit the outer human fleet with brutal force. Several smaller ships vanished in seconds. Shock waves rippled across the battlefield. The deck shook under everyone's boots. Panic rose. Officers grabbed railings. Warnings exploded across the screens. Shields at 40%. Secondary fleet breaking. Enemy fire is. Elias raised a hand. Silence returned inside the command center. He stepped forward, his voice low but strong. We do not run. We do not break. Hold formation. His command cut through fear like a blade. Human ships tightened their lines, forming a shield wall around the civilians behind them. The alien commander appeared on the main screen. Tall, armored, eyes glowing like burning coals. Human, the alien spoke. You were given one chance. You refused. Now we erase your kind. Elias did not blink. You made a mistake. And what mistake is that? You believed we were alone. The human counterstrike. Elias lifted his hand, slowly, like a judge giving a final verdict. All fleets, he said. Fire. The human response crashed out like thunder. Thousands of rail cannons fired at once, streaks of metal turning into blazing lines of light. Missiles swarmed through space. Plasma arcs tore across the void. Human ships moved with unity, each strike timed to the beat of one heartbeat, Elias's command. The enemy fleet staggered. Their shields flared. Several alien cruisers broke apart, drifting like burning islands. No alien had expected this much force. No alien had imagined humans would stand against them. But even then, the enemy still outnumbered them. By a lot. The Empire unleashes its secret weapon. The alien flagship opened its lower hull. A weapon like a black sun emerged. Massive, glowing, humming with power older than their empire itself. The screen shook. Sensors screamed as they read the energy rising inside that weapon. The officer nearest Elias whispered, terrified, "That will destroy the entire fleet, maybe more." The weapon charged. Its light grew brighter. The alien commander appeared on the screen again, smiling with cold certainty. "Your warning is meaningless," he said. "Your kind ends today." The weapon fired. A beam of pure annihilation tore across space, ripping through everything in its path. Human ships tried to dodge, but the beam was too wide, too fast. It sliced through the forward line, destroying entire sections of the defense wall. The deck shook violently. Sparks flew from consoles. People fell. Systems flickered. For the first time, even the bravest soldiers felt true fear. "Sir, we lost Fleet 7. Casualty count rising. Too fast to track. Enemy weapon charging again." Elias stood still in the chaos, as if the blast had passed through him. He closed his eyes and breathed. Just once. The moment the galaxy did not understand. The second the alien weapon began charging again, something changed. The lights on Elias's suit shifted. Slow at first, then bright, glowing like a star being born. The crew stared. Some froze. Some stepped back without thinking. Elias's presence grew heavier, like gravity around him was increasing. His voice, when he spoke, was calm, but carried a weight no normal human could create. "Prepare the line," he said. His eyes opened, glowing with a fierce, deep fire. "We have given them their chance." He stepped forward, the deck almost humming beneath him. "Now," he said, "I'll handle this myself." The officers felt something move through the air. Pressure, energy, something ancient and powerful that none of them could name. The alien commander on the screen hesitated for the first time. "What are you?" he whispered. Elias did not answer. He simply turned toward the window, watching the enemy weapon gather for its second shot. "The galaxy wanted a warning," he said quietly. "Now they will witness it." The battlefield went silent. Not because the fighting stopped, but because every sensor, every comm screen, every officer, and every alien in the void felt something shift the moment Elias stepped forward. It was not sound. It was not light. It was a pressure, silent but heavy, rolling through space like a rising storm. Human officers stared at him with wide eyes. Some felt their knees weaken without knowing why. Even the alien fleet halted for a moment, confused by this strange, unseen force. Elias walked to the center of the command deck. His steps were slow, steady, certain, and the closer he moved to the viewing window, the brighter the lines on his suit glowed, threads of light running under the armor like veins of fire. The alien commander appeared again on the main screen, his voice shaking. "Human, what have you done?" Elias didn't look at him. He kept walking. The second shot begins. Outside, the alien superweapon reached full charge. The black sun pulsed, ready to fire a blast that would erase the human fleet. The weapons officer shouted, "Impact in 8 seconds." The bridge shook as the weapon prepared to unleash death again. 7 seconds. Officers grabbed railings. Consoles flickered. Sparks danced through the air. 6 seconds. The alien fleet spread out, ready to watch the humans fall. 5 seconds. The young officer whispered behind Elias, "Sir, please, say something. Tell us what to do." Elias finally spoke. "You already did your part," he said softly. He placed his hand on the glass. "Now I do mine." The blast fires. 4, 3, 2. The alien beam fired. A flood of destruction rushed toward the human flagship. Bright, endless, roaring like the birth of a star. The crew braced. Some closed their eyes. Some said silent prayers. The beam hit. But instead of destroying the ship, it stopped. The blast froze mid-space, held in a perfect arc, like time itself refused to move. The crew stared, unable to understand. What is happening? Is the beam stuck? Is it an illusion? Then they saw it. The beam wasn't stuck. Elias was holding it. The moment the galaxy would never forget. Outside the ship, space twisted. The stars bent around Elias as he floated in front of the human flagship. No suit, no boosters, no fear. Just a single human man facing the most powerful weapon in the Empire. His hand was raised, and the beam, strong enough to destroy a world, pushed against his palm like a river hitting a mountain. Light cracked around him, bending, breaking, folding. His voice rolled across the battlefield, steady and clear. Enough. The beam shattered. It didn't explode. It didn't fade. It simply broke apart into dust, scattering across the void like ashes carried by wind. The alien commander staggered back in terror. Impossible. Impossible. No being can do that. Elias lowered his hand. That, he said, was your last strike. Elias moves. He vanished. One moment he was a figure floating calmly in space. The next moment, nothing but light streaked across the battlefield. Human sensors couldn't track him. Alien radars screamed and failed. The naked eye saw only flashes, like lightning skipping across the stars. He appeared beside the first alien dreadnought. He touched it. Just one finger. The entire dreadnought folded inward like soft metal, collapsing into a ball the size of a fist before exploding into harmless dust. The second ship panicked and fired wildly. Elias appeared on its hull. He pressed his palm against the armor. A ring of cracks spread across the metal, glowing white. The ship split into pieces, drifting apart like falling leaves. The third ship tried to flee. Elias didn't chase. He simply lifted his hand. The fleeing ship froze in place, held by a force stronger than gravity. Then it was pulled back and crushed like paper. One man, one human, ripping apart a fleet older than human civilization. The galaxy would remember this moment forever. The Empire breaks. On the alien flagship, fear spread like poison. Retreat. Run. Nothing can fight that. Nothing. But it was too late. Elias appeared in front of their ship, silent, floating in the void. He spoke only 4 words. You were warned first. He lifted both hands. The flagship's shields shattered. Its armor cracked. Its engines died. Within seconds, the mightiest ship of the Empire fell silent, drifting in the dark. The alien commander dropped to his knees on the bridge, staring at the screen in horror. That voice, he whispered. The voice that broke the galaxy. It was him. It was always him. The end of the battle. In less than a minute, the Empire's great fleet was gone. Not destroyed. Erased. The void fell quiet. Human ships stared at the scene, frozen between terror and awe. Elias slowly descended back to the command deck, his glow fading, his steps calm as if he had merely taken a short walk. He said only one sentence as he returned to his seat. There will be one final message. The battlefield was silent. Not the silence of peace. Not the silence after victory. It was a heavy silence, the kind that settles when the universe itself holds its breath. Human ships floated in formation, their damaged hulls glowing faintly. What was left of the alien armada drifted as dust scattered across the void. No one on either side spoke. No one dared. Because Elias had returned to the flagship, and the crew was still trying to understand what they had witnessed. He walked through the command deck with calm steps. His armor no longer glowed. His boots touched the metal floor like any normal human. Yet every officer stepped back as he passed, as if they still felt the echo of the power he had unleashed. He stood before the main screen. Is the Galaxy channel ready? He asked. The communications officer hesitated. Her voice trembled. It is ready, sir. Every empire, every colony, every outpost will hear it. Elias nodded once. Good. A soft hum filled the room as the broadcast system powered up. Blue lights lit the floor. A deep vibration ran through the walls. This message would echo across thousands of worlds. The galaxy watches. In distant space, rulers stopped speaking mid-sentence. War leaders froze. Scientists stared at readings they did not understand. Millions of alien civilians looked up at sky screens showing flames, dust, and the ruins of a fallen empire. Every world went quiet. Every species leaned forward. Every enemy listened. And in the center of all that silence, Elias appeared. Just a single human man, standing in front of a broken battlefield. He didn't shout. He didn't lift a weapon. His voice was calm, steady, clear. "This message is for every power in the stars," he said. "You have seen what happened today." His words traveled across light years. "You sent your empire to erase humanity. You believed we were weak. You believed we were alone. You believed you could break us." He took a breath. "You were wrong." The promise. Behind Elias, the ruined alien flagship slowly drifted. The galaxy saw it and trembled. "You attacked our worlds," he said. "You hunted our people. You ignored our warnings. But humanity is not a flame you can put out." His hand closed into a fist. "We rise. We protect. We endure." He stepped slightly forward, and even that tiny movement made rulers on distant planets lean back in fear. "We do not seek war," he continued. "We do not seek control. We do not seek to rule the stars." He paused. "But if you force us to fight..." His eyes narrowed. "Then remember what you saw today." The last warning. Every corner of the galaxy held its breath. Every species leaned closer. Every leader waited for his final words. Elias raised his head. "Our borders will stay open," he said. "Our ships will travel the stars. Our people will build, trade, and explore." His voice hardened. "But hear this clearly. Any hand that harms our worlds." His voice deepened. "Any empire that threatens our homes." His presence sharpened, like a blade being drawn. "Will face me. Not humanity. Not fleets. Not weapons. A single human capable of stopping a planet killer with one hand." The galaxy shivered. "This is your final warning," Elias said. "We want peace. But we will not kneel. Not to anyone. Not ever." The reaction across the stars. Across the galaxy. Entire empires canceled invasion plans. War councils disbanded. Pirate fleets shut off their engines. Rulers whispered in private chambers that they must never anger the humans again. Civilians stared at the screens in fear, awe, and disbelief. Some knelt. Some prayed. Some hid. But all understood one thing. Humanity was no longer the species they once mocked. The bridge falls silent. The broadcast ended. The lights on the bridge dimmed. Officers released breaths they didn't know they were holding. Some stared at Elias with respect. Others with fear. A few with hope. The captain approached him. "What now, sir?" he asked quietly. Elias looked out the window at the scattered dust of the enemy fleet. "Now," he said softly, "we rebuild." His gaze shifted toward the distant stars, far, bright, and full of unknown dangers. "And we wait." The captain hesitated. "For what?" Elias turned toward him, a faint, tired smile on his face. "For the next fool," he said, "who forgets the warning."